Yeah, and thinking back again to understanding the customer, we understand that memories are stored in the hippocampus. So when they are thinking about the brand and when they're storing memories about the brand, it's involving these brain areas that process that advertisement, the sensory areas, vision, auditory, sometimes even tactile, sometimes olfactory. And then that works with the hippocampus to store it in long-term memory. And we're battling against maintaining that storage and maintaining those associations and creating those associations with our ads.
Now, what I want you to take away from this is not the difference between the amygdala and the hippocampus. We'll cover off on a lot of that for you, but rather the brain stores memories in lots of different ways depending on how you get that memory. Now, that's going to be particularly insightful because the more ways that we can trigger the brain to try to store that information, the more likely they are to remember it. So that's going to be a major takeaway here. And we're going to see that sprinkled throughout the rest of the research and practical applications, which is great because we're pretty terrible at remembering.
Yeah, this is the forgetting curve from memory science. And you can see it's depicting for how much we forget something that we learn as time progresses. So in red there, you can see you learn about it, and as days go by, there's a quick decline in how much you remember. The key thing here, that's the first key thing, is that we forget. The second key thing is that when we learn about the item a second time, shown in that green bar, then the decay is not as quick. So we actually have a reinforcement and we have more memory for that item that maintains. And as we learn about it again, that memory maintains even more.
So a major lesson here is frequency. It's not sufficient to get an ad in front of someone one time, but rather we want some repetition. And you are likely familiar with this. On Super Bowl Monday, when somebody says, hey, what was your favorite ad from yesterday? You might remember one or two, but you're really going to struggle to remember many more than that because you need repetition. And then after a year passes, it's much easier to remember the Super Bowl ads as advertisers have put lots of money behind them and you've seen them many times. Thus, frequency becomes a major driver of memory.
Yeah, and we understand the importance of staying present to maintain in memory in marketing. The data is there that shows how powerful that could be.
And once we lose that frequency, we tend to fade from people's minds. And we see this in longitudinal data. So when companies stop spending entirely, sometimes because of an economic shock, like because of COVID, we find there are long-term implications for their market share and their growth. It's hard to recover from this. So once you go dark, you will slide backwards and it will take you a long time to recover because remember, it's this incremental process of growth. It's not a rocket ship that goes straight up. Thus, frequency is not only important for the initial remembering, but continuing to have that frequency for keeping that memory intact so that it becomes actionable.
Yeah, the second most important piece to consider about from memory sciences is that we only remember a few items at once. That is to say, when we're holding information in our minds at a time, there's only a few pieces that we can keep in mind. So if our memory was perfect, the more information in our memory would go hand in hand in a straight line. You could see in this plot, as it reaches a certain amount of information, it starts to flatline. And that has big implications for the messaging that we try to communicate and how we try to compare products and think about multiple products at the same time.
Yeah, we try to jam too much stuff into ads. We simply can't do it because the brain will remember one thing well, and many more than that, as you're going to see, becomes poor performance.
This video is from our webinar series, and you can check out intermarkgroup.com/webinar to watch the full series. We're a full-service advertising agency that embeds a layer of behavioral science in our creative. And you can check out the information below to learn more about us and to contact us to help you solve your marketing challenges.